What is up, everyone? It is Divine Duelist coming back to you guys with another deck profile. So for this deck profile, once again I'm going to be doing a cubic deck, but this is for June 2019, and I've actually changed it up a bit from the first deck profile. It's actually made it a bit more consistent, and I've been able to pull off an OTK even faster, and if not, even stall my opponent a bit more. So yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy. If you do, be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments below if you guys would like to see other decks. Right now I'm building about 4 different decks right now. They're still a work in progress. Sorry about that. They're still a work in progress, so I'm trying to see. I'm almost done with one, which hopefully it'll come out soon. And yeah, I don't want to talk too much, but yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy, and let's just get right into it. So obviously it's a cubic deck, so it's pretty basic. The standard monsters are still the same. So 3 Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. That you're always gonna kind of want to run at 3 because it's an easy way to your OTK, and if you're not running it at 3, it's gonna be harder to see, and you're not gonna be able to get the OTK that quickly. So for those of you who don't know, its effects are if it's monsters with 3,000 with original attack points of 3,000 or lower can't affect this monster. Activated monsters effects, they have to be activated. So Bagooska can still activate and affect this one. So like it's still affected, but that's if like the effect isn't activated. So for example, Bagooska, like I said. And its other effect is that if it destroys a monster, it gets to attack again. And during your end phase, both players take 3,000. So that's a good burning effect to get to your OTK quicker. Let me go ahead and zoom in on the camera really quick so you guys could. Okay, there we go. And for our next monster, of course, another really basic monster. You're going to have 3 copies of Duza the Mirrored Cubic Vessel. This card you're always going to want to have at 3. That way you could get to either your combos quicker or maybe even your boss monster quicker. When it's summoned, you get to send 1 cubic card from your deck to the graveyard. And if a cubic monster gets sent to the graveyard while this card is face up on the field, you get to activate its effect, which is a quick effect. It gains 200 attack points for each monster with a different name in the graveyard. So again, it's also a really good effect. If you send a monster from your deck to the graveyard, you can activate that effect as well. And up next, the last 3 up for cubic monsters, Vigilant Cubic Seed. Once again, like I said on my last deck profile, it's a really good card. You have to run this at 3 as well. I wouldn't say you have to actually. Max 2, but you never want to run it at 1. It's good to see, especially if you want to stall. This card actually helped me stall for like a lot of turns. I think it was against like a Mystic Mind deck. I forgot what deck I was playing, but it helped me stall a lot, and it pretty much lets you get to your cards while you're stalling. And up to the 1-ups for the cubic monsters, we run 1 Garrett Guyal, the Cubic King. Oh, let me bring him over here. 1 Endure Doomvolt, the Cubic Emperor, and 1 cubic Buster Gundar, the Cubic Behemoth. So this one, you mainly want to use it for the unification effect. You send 1 face of cubic monster from the field to the graveyard, special summon it. On special summon, both of these, when they're special summoned from the hand, you deal 800 damage to your opponent. And yeah, this one, if it at the end of the damage step, you can send it to the graveyard and special summon up to 2 Vigilant Cubic Seeds from your graveyard. And both of these have the same effect if they're sent to the graveyard by one of your opponent's card effects or by battle. You get to special summon up to 3 cubic monsters from your graveyard and add 1 cubic card from your deck to your hand. So these are really good on the field as well. If you're able to bring them out, it's pretty much game. And that's gonna do it for the cubic monsters. Let's move on to the rest of our monsters. So for the rest of our monsters, of course, we're gonna have 2 copies of Summoner Monk. I believe in the last deck profile I ran it at 3, but I'm running it at 2 for a different reason now. It's a good card. If you see it, it's good. It's really good, and I actually see it more than I think I should. I'm running it at 2, and I see it in almost every hand. So that's actually like a really good aspect to it because on summon you get to discard a spell card and special summon a Duza. And 1 spell card that I really like discarding with him is Cubic Karma because it's cost. And even if they do negate it, I still get to add a monster from my hand or to my hand. So it's a really good card. And up next, which I took out the Denkos to put in Gamma Seals. Gamma Seal is a really good card. Honestly, it's just a really good card. It's helped me to get out of sticky situations. I feel like Denko. I have Denko in my side deck now. But running Sea Turtle Kaiju or Gamma Seal, it's really good because I've always gone against decks that have problematic monsters on the field, whether they go first or second. So like Salamangreats, I can always just like tribute something to special summon. Or maybe even like if I win a die roll and they summon an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, this can help against that. I actually have 4 outs to things like that, so I don't know. It's helped me a lot actually, and especially because it's that summon. And another card that I'm running, which I believe I didn't have, was 2 Ash Blossom and Joy Springs. You guys could put this at 3 and could take out the Sky Striker Hornet drones. Honestly, But I feel like at 2 it's fine. I don't want to see it too much because I feel like that'll be a bit brick. I like seeing the Sky Striker Hornet drones. So in the end, it's just up to you, and it's a hand trap, and it's actually affordable now. And for the last monster, we're running one Gen X Ally Birdman. Honestly, this card is probably like the best card in the deck aside from the cubic monsters. If you're able to draw Duza and Gen X Ally Birdman in one turn, you're pretty much set for a whole combo right there. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for our monsters. And onto our spells. So of course, it's the basic spells. 3 Cubic Karmas and 3 Cubic Waves. So Cubic Karma has the ability in the graveyard where if you banish it, you get to add a Cubic monster from your deck to your hand. On field, you get to activate it, target 1 Cubic monster you control. Send up to 3 Vigilant Cubic Seeds from your hand or deck to the graveyard. It gains 800 attack for each one. And as well, which you'll hardly activate, but during your opponent's turn, if a Vigilant Cubic Seed gets summoned from your graveyard to the field by a Cubic Monster's effect, you have your opponent's life points, which is a really good effect. I've only ever used that once. Cubic Wave, target 1 monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls. Double your monster's attack and half your opponent's monster's attack. It has to be a Cubic monster, by the way. Your monster that you target, I think I said that. But in the graveyard, you get to banish this up to any number of Cubic monsters along with it. Target that many monsters on your opponent's side of the field, and they get Cubic counters. Monsters with Cubic counters can't attack, and their effects are negated. So that I've actually used a lot to stall as well, and it's just overall a really good card. To get to your spells and traps, Foolish Burial Goods, goes without saying, you get to send them to the graveyard. All of them have effects in the graveyard. And 3 different types of rarities of Twin Twisters. I have Secret, Ultra, and Super, which is kind of lame, but you know, Twin Twisters, I actually made this, which is fun. If I go against a deck that doesn't use back row much, I'll side it out. Well, I'll just put it there. Sky Striker Hornet Drones, I see it a lot. You know, it helps me discard as well with the combos. I don't know why that was in the 3-0s, but Call by the Grave, it's combo deck. You're going to want to run Call by the Grave in case they ever want to use hand traps on you. It's just overall helped a lot. I also see it like when I want to and when I can. It's a really good card. And again, Mind Control. It's a card I run for, say, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and just decks that have problematic monsters like that. It's always good to take control of them and just link them off. It's actually quite funny to see that happen. And now onto our traps, which we only run 1 in the main deck. That'll be Unification of the Cubic Lords. I don't use it for its field ability, but I do use it for its graveyard effect, where if a face of Cubic monster leaves the field, you get to banish this from the graveyard, and special summon 1 level 4 lower Cubic monster from your hand or deck, ignoring summoning conditions, and that monster can be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for our main deck. Let's go ahead and move on to our extra deck. Now to our extra deck, of course, we're going to be starting off with the Link 1s. Link Karibo for the Vigilant Cubic Seed. I don't bring this out much, but when I do, it's actually kind of good that I do. When I do, that's how I know I got a good hand. So you can bring this out easily as well. If you're able to discard a Unification and have a Vigilant Cubic Seed from your in your hand, summon it, and just link off with it, and you could go into a different set of combos with that. Of course, Sky Striker, you have the Kagari. It's pretty basic. The Nightmare package, right there. Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Unicorn. Pretty basic. Unicorn, I'll hardly bring out, but when I do, it's also just a really good card to bring out. I love bringing it out. And yeah. And next one, Underclock Taker, helps you get to your OTK quicker, especially with Duza or any monster in this deck at this point, except Vigim, because Vigim has 0 attack points, of course, but if you're able to use it, that's good. Topologic Trisbania, really good against Dracos. I did not know that. I actually used this against a true Draco deck, and I won because of it, because pretty much all the spells and traps activate in the graveyard for Draco. I managed to bring it out and banish all the spells and traps and pretty much burn, and then I attacked for game. So overall, it's just a good card against Stun and Mystic Mine, a bunch of decks like that. It's crazy. And that's going to do it for Link Monsters. Xyz Monsters, Abyss Dweller, also good against graveyard heavy decks like True Draco as well. Salamangreats, even the Mirror Match. You know, it's just overall a good card. One card I put in for going first, number 41, which I've actually caught myself in a situation where I did go first and I was actually able to bring it out. It was actually really funny. I don't know, like the one time I put it into my deck, I was actually able to use it. So it's a really good card to stall as well. Number 27, Dreadnought Dreadnoid, and as well with the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max. Pretty much you could go into this with that and then just burn for 2,000. or you can exceed summon using 2 Crimson Novas, which I have done occasionally. I think I've done that like 5 times. I don't know, it's easy to do. The Utopia package, Utopia the Lightning. It's a pretty basic, package. I mean, if you're not running that in a level 4 deck, then you're doing something wrong. No, I'm just kidding. You can run your deck however you want, but it's a really good card to run in a deck like filled with level 4s. And off to our Synchros, F.A. Don Draxler, and Black Rose Dragon. I bring up Black Rose Dragon when I'm stuck in a very high, like, risky situation, and like they have a bunch of cards on their field. I'll bring it out, no questions asked. But I mostly bring out F.A. Don Draxler, which is just overall a really good card as well. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for our extra deck. Let's go ahead and move on to our side deck. Okay, so plenty has changed in my side deck due to certain events that happen in the duel. But yeah, I'll just explain as I go on. Okay, so Denko Senkai, I don't think I have to explain much. It's pretty much, it wasn't a brick card. I just didn't like pretty much opening it up when I didn't have to. So yeah, it's a brick card. I cited it for decks like Mystic Mind, Stun, and just other decks that are trap heavy. It's a really good card to bring out when you can. Artifact Lancia, Thunder Dragons. Thunder Dragons banish a lot. And even if you want to, I think, what deck was it? It was Orcus. There we go. Really good against Orcus as well, because they do banish a lot. Right here, Vanity's Fiend. Really good. I actually won a deck against Dinos with this, because basically they rely on special summoning. So if you're able to bring this out and they don't have like a Raigeki or anything to destroy it, you pretty much win the duel. It's easy to bring out, especially because I brought it out I drew 5 cards. I drew 3 Cubic cards, 1 Crimson Nova, and then 1 Vanity's Fiend. So I was able to special summon Nova and then tribute it to summon Vanity's Fiend, which is really fun to do. And this is what I have in my side deck now, Mystical Space Typhoon. This is because of Mystic Mine. I was really hesitant to put this, but I put it in because I ran into a situation where I ended up drawing a hand. I forgot what the hand was, but I ended up discarding all my Twin Twisters because I discarded a Twin Twisters to use a Twin Twisters, which I know is never a good play. You never want to do that, but I pretty much had no choice because I got rid of my other 2 cards and they had activated another one. So I don't know. I could have waited, but yeah, I was just being dumb, and I don't know. I feel like it's a really good card to use against Mystic Mine, and if I bring it out, then it'll be good. There can only be one. I'm running this for Salamangreats. I originally ran Cherries and the Salamangreat Wolf in my side deck just to side in, but I hardly saw the Cherries, so I just took them out. Red Reboot, right there for trap heavy decks, of course, and to follow that up, Royal Decree for Altergeist, and it's just, honestly, this combo is just insane. If I'm able to bring out a Royal Decree after a Red Reboot, I would love to see that, honestly. And for the last card, which might be questionable, Imperial Order. I run Imperial Order again for Mystic Mine, and also for Sky Striker. So Mystic Mine, if I'm able to activate this and say a Royal Decree, I'm pretty much set for game for both Sky Striker and Mystic Mine. I know it's very unlikely because it's only at 1, but it'll still be pretty much game because Mystic Mine pretty much runs no monsters. So the trap will be, the spell will be negated and their traps will be negated. So pretty much everything on their field will be negated, and I have monsters to pretty much run over everything. So I've actually tested it out, and it's actually worked out well. Like, I actually did it against a match, I think it was Altergeist. I did it against a match against Altergeist, and it actually worked really well. And honestly, I like it, and it's fun to do. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for this deck profile. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought and what you guys would like to see next. I can't speak. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.